Hey guys, this is Sean with Integrity Ranch. I had somebody reach out to me and they wanted me to do a little video on kind of if you were to start out, what you should be looking for in breeding stock and buying cows, buying a bull, starting from scratch pretty much. So, I'm going to do a little video here. I was going to show you guys what I would pick out if I was looking for a bull. And then I'm going to go to the cow herd and show you guys what I'm looking for in a cow. So, first off, on my bulls and my cows, number one thing for me is docility. You got to be able to handle them. You got to be able to catch them. And it's got to be simple because I don't have a lot of time. And then, Clint, he's over there. He comes with me pretty much to do everything. He is 5, he'll be 6 here this summer. And so I want to be able to bring my kids to work cows and not have that be a problem. So that's first thing. Second thing is going to be fertility. Because if they're not giving you calves, then the whole thing's kind of falling apart right there. So, on a bull, you want a meaty bull. And for me, I want a small frame grass genetic bull. I don't want him to be very tall, but I want him to be just thick and deep. Like this right here. He's not very tall. Heck, I'd love to measure him because they're not very tall. I got cows taller than my bulls, but they're thick. Heat tolerant, that's something I'd look in. I'm looking for pretty big. It's pretty high on the list because we're in central Missouri, southwest Missouri, and doesn't get the hottest here, but I want my bulls working. We turn out for April calving, so you don't turn your bulls out until July. It's the hottest month of the year. They got to be able to work in the heat. So heat tolerant is pretty big. So when you're selecting a bull, for me, docility is going to be number one. Fertility is number two. It's kind of hard when you're out here in the field and stuff. They just keep moving, but on my bulls, I want just a big shoulders and a big neck. And obviously, age is going to play a huge part into that. Like this is a yearling, that one back there's a yearling. They don't have that neck yet. And that's pretty natural. They're not even as slick yet, which is pretty natural. We're in the middle of May, so these young bulls aren't going to slick off on, unless we wormed them, and we don't worm anything. So I want, just want a fat bull, but I really want him fat up on his shoulders and his neck. I just want him to look like a bull, I want a clean sheath. So you don't want a whole bunch of dangling down there on the sheath. Want it to be clean so that nothing gets caught. They don't rip it. Something doesn't step on it. Then you want slick buckskin testicles. On their balls got to be slick. That's it's a whole package deal right there. They got to be able to keep that cool. And if it's covered in hair, it's not going to stay cool. What else would I look for in a bull? On a younger yearling bull, I'm going to look for one that's holding his weight on grass. That's huge because we're all on grass here. And so whatever direction you're going, go find a bull that fits it. If you plan on graining, then you can buy a bull that's been grained. But if you plan on going on all grass, don't go buy a bull that's been grained. He won't hold up on all grass. This is all grass. It can be done. Here's our yearling bulls. We got some steers in here. And they just keep moving. But you know, these yearlings, you know, they're not slick yet. They lack some things, but they're fat on grass. If you're going grass genetic, your bulls need to have some gut. Your cows need to have a lot of gut. And they need to be short and low to the ground. They can't have long legs. Long legs need some grain to fill that up. You're gonna have a hard time making it work on grass with long-legged animals. Smaller frame, keep your cows at about 1,000 pounds. You know, in my opinion, I think a bull can go up to 1,500 pounds. He's gonna be a 1,500 pound bull. But look at his gut, look at his neck, look at his neck, look at his gut. I mean, I don't expect my bulls to have a gut like my cows, but I want them to have some gut. I don't want them to be sunk in. You know, and when I get in front of them, which I haven't been able to, I want their front legs to be full. Almost want their front legs spreading a little bit because they're so full in between their front legs and the girth area. And just a thick neck. Your bull should hardly be able to swat the flies off him with his head because his neck's so thick. He has a hard time swinging it around. See Whitey there, he's got such a thick neck, so much meat up there. He has a hard time swatting flies. So yeah, that's what I look for in a bull. It's gonna be a little harder when you're looking at a yearling. You're gonna have to guess a little bit more on what he's gonna grow into. But docility's number one. Fertility's number two. Heat tolerant is going to be right up there at the top. And you know, if you're like me and you're going for all grass, you got to find a grass genetic bull, something with short legs and a lot of meat and a big gut, so he's got some room to fill it up with grass.